Hi everyone, a very good evening to all of you. I hope that you're enjoying the Delhi weather and Delhi rains. So today we have with us Vice Chairperson of country's Newage International Preschool, Jasmin Kumar. So let's all welcome on majisrajri.co, Jasmin Kumar.
Hi Madhviji, thank you so much for inviting me on your wonderful show.
Pleasure and honor, Jasmin. And I would just like to brief a bit about you to the audience, and then we'll go ahead with your story and your journey, which we are all excited. Let me brief a bit about Jasmin to everyone. So Jasmin happens to be the vice chairperson of Rayz, country's Newage International Preschool, and she also is a member of CII IWN Delhi in Noida, chairperson for education by All Ladies League under the leadership. The school has escalated to greater horizons of success, and within 6 months of being in operations, the school was awarded and ranked as the top 10 preschools. And I must tell you all that I happen to have been as a judge in her school, and it's amazingly beautiful, lovely. Every small detail is taken care, and it's completely of international standards. So I've been honored to be as a guest of honor and a judge in her school. So Jasmin, we would love to know your story and your journey.
So much Madhviji for being so generous in introducing me over to your show. It's been an incredible journey, these last 3 decades of my life, having multiple responsibilities, being an entrepreneur, educationist, author, parenting coach, mother of a 7-year-old son, and I can make a good coffee too. So definitely my life didn't go by in a blink of an eye, I can say. Born in a family of doctors, I have been blessed with the guardians of my life, my parents, who had never pushed me with their sketch out on an imaginary map of the path which they believed, I should take on in order to have a successful life. Now, pretty early in my life, Madhviji, I learned that, you know, but whenever you find yourself doubting how far you can go, just remember how far you have come. And this truly had been my mantra throughout my journey of success, where self-doubt is one thing which never had a space in my life, in my thoughts. Now, more than a decade back, I turned away from the promising career with IBM India, where I last served as the partner for human resources in IBM's global business services. Now, that's the time when two episodes, triggered me to take this plunge from corporate life to don, this hat of entrepreneurship, which, I have mentioned in my book also called Breakthrough. First episode was I had a friend from North India. She was professionally very successful. Who had now a 6-month-old baby, although she never wanted to have a child, that soon in her career. But that day, when I remember, when I was dressing up and heading to my office, she calls me to break the news that she has been forced to quit by the family, and so is planning to even get separated from her non-supportive husband. That episode kind of really shook me away, and that, why is it that women only have to kind of step out from their career life if you become a mother today. So that's something which really triggered me. And another episode was that, since I was in human resources, so that week we had scheduled a diversity hiring drive for women, who have taken a career break due to maternity. Now, on that hiring day, we had this room filled with, mothers who were wanting to get back to their career. However, that room was also filled with anxiety, with restlessness, with the feeling of the guilt in their subconscious mind to resume the work, leaving their child back home, thinking that, anybody can take up this job, but I would be the only mother to this child. So these two episodes actually got me thinking that why only woman has to sacrifice her career because she's a mother now? How can we empower mothers to work guilt-free? So I'm thankful to the Almighty for this day, as I found the bigger purpose for my life. And that is the time when I decided to quit my job. I left a corporate career at Bangalore and booked the flight and went my way back home. And that's exactly when I started my startup, Rayz International Preschool, that you briefly mentioned about. Now, very quickly, I realized two things, Madhviji, that firstly is that, being your own boss is easier imagined than realized. and that too of a startup. And secondly, I can't think of a time I thought I would fail without simultaneously thinking that I will pull a rabbit out of the hat at any minute. Because being an entrepreneur is easier in vision than lived, you know. Even Sir Thomas Watson Sr. has said that to be successful is is basically you have to have your heart into your business and your business into your heart. So that's how I have started my journey in the startup, and I'm very proud to say that today Rayz is ranked among the top 3 preschools in the city, and I think this is where perhaps my journey has started.
Very, very nice and interesting journey, I must say. And you're doing a commendable work, because I've personally seen you guys and I've seen school, I visited myself. And very good concept to the audience that you should believe in yourself, no self doubt. And I think why only the women should take a sabbatical. It's about equals, and let the man quota with the women as well. And I know, when you're your own boss, it's a huge responsibility. It's much bigger responsibility than working in any organization. And you've been able to do it very, very well and managing it beautifully. So you absolutely rightly said that you have to have your heart in the business and business in your heart. Very well said. So, we would like to know, Jasmin, about you as an educationist. If you can tell something about Jasmin as an educationist.
Well, this journey started almost 10 years back, like I said, Madhiji, that so these were 2 episodes which kind of triggered me. So educator is something, I always wanted to become an educator. Perhaps it's in my genes, because my mom too, being an educationist herself, when she was professionally working in her younger years. And so yes, one, it's in my genes, and second is something that I had always been very passionate. So this had been my long-term passion to get into education industry, and I'm really grateful that I was able to take up this journey pretty early in my life. Educationist journey has been a very fulfilling, I would say. Not even a single day had been monotonous for me, because in my industry I deal with children who are as young as 6 months old, and it's so beautiful, when you see them crawling, when you see them achieving their first milestones in our caring environment at our play school and our child care center. So there can never be anything more fulfilling than to see those kids, blooming in this stimulating environment of our wonderful facility. So I think more than professionally being happy, I think personally it really fills me up. And I'm very happy and thrilled that I've taken up this journey, and there is no looking back, because currently I'm on it. I'm really happy to say that I've also been appointed as the national president for Women's India Chamber for Commerce into elementary education. So it's a beautiful and a very responsible journey that I'm looking forward to starting with Vicky.
And I personally seen you working very passionately for the school. And I would like to know, Jasmin, about you as an author of international bestseller book, about that award-winning bestseller book that you've written, Breakthrough.
Right. That again is another story in itself. We often say that when women come together, incredible things happen. So this book called Breakthrough is a true example for this particular statement. I remember it was at Women Economic Forum 2017, when my co-authors, we all happened to meet at Women Economic Forum. We all came from different countries as speakers. I was from India, and then we had our co-speakers coming from various other continents, for that matter. And we just kind of clicked, that we all had our own journey to share. We all had our own stories. We had our own bounce backs in life. We all have been there, done that, and we had those success stories, which we thought that why don't we kind of put it together, and it's going to really help a lot of women, and especially people who want to bounce back in their career. I would never say bounce back, but it's always bouncing forward, bouncing forward and higher in their life. So this is where the idea for the book came out, and then we went back into our own countries, and then we collaborated thanks to the digital connection that we have. So that's how we collaborated. We realized that there's a common ground on which we can kind of put a book together. So we worked on our own stories. We collaborated, and yes, the minute we launched, it was ranked as the #1 international bestseller on Amazon. So that's how the journey had been, and it's beautiful to hear when women come back and write to us, stating that how this book has made a difference to them. It's kind of a Bible whenever they feel that they're kind of stuck in their entrepreneurship journey, and any of our chapters kind of are able to resonate with. So it really gives a lot of satisfaction as a woman to me, as an entrepreneur to me, that whatever contributions we have done with this book is really adding value to people outside. And all the proceeds from this book are being donated to a charitable organization which is working on girl child education. So this is what the book has been all about, and it's available on Amazon. And I would encourage your viewers to also please purchase the book so that we can contribute to a better cause. You're on mute, Margaret. Yes.
Yeah, sure. I think everybody must read this book. And Jasmin, if you could give any one tip from your world bestseller book, any one tip that you would like to give to the audience from the book Breakthrough?
Okay, so it's my personal favorite. It's something which I believe in, and I have also coined this quotation is that even if you're sitting in the fastest car ever, but if the driver does not know where you're going, so you would be drifting aimlessly. So the whole idea is to have a very strong vision in life, because whenever you're stuck anywhere in your professional journey, it's very, very important to have clarity of the vision. You need to keep on, you need to have reason to wake up in the morning. You need to have that direction. You need to have that kind of a passion to work for and come out of your sheets in the morning. And yes, this is what I want to, something that need to drive you, crazy for that matter. So this is one thing which I would definitely want to tell to the audience.
Very nice, lovely. And Sunita is saying that doing what you like is a blessing. I can't agree more on this, Sunita, because you rightly said it. I mean, what you enjoy doing, you don't feel that you're actually working, and it's a real blessing. So I would like to know from Jasmin that you happen to have written a lot of articles, published various articles on parenting. So if you can mention something about those articles that you have, published.
So, Margaret, I became a mother myself 7 years back. I am blessed with a 7-year-old son now. And it's been an incredible journey again, because, when you become a mother, it's every day is very different every day. You're learning so many things, not just about this relationship, but then it's primarily about your own self. I am a firm believer of conscious parenting, something that, you have to be very, very mindful about. It's not about... it's not about raising another mini me. That's one mistake which everybody as a parent today do. So a lot many parents on my talk shows, and when I go for speaking sessions, they ask me that how can we actually parent our child? So I tell them that don't be control freak, be a connect freak. Focus on connecting with your child rather than correcting your child all the time. So it's very, very important that you consciously connect with your child. Understand that this child is a different soul altogether, and you are not supposed to put your own expectations onto your children, because these expectations are yours. It's not of your children. That child is blooming. That child is kind of growing out of the shell. They are experiencing the world. So let them unleash, let them figure out, let them decide what is right for them, what is wrong for them. Let them build their own notions. So you need to be not the sage on the stage, but a guide on the side. So being a conscious parent, you have to be very, very particular about your reactions, the way you are interacting with your child, the way you're responding to your children. For example, if I'm doing a webinar right now, if my son just walks in here, he may not know that why is it important for my mother not to have any family member walking up into a live show right now. Perhaps he might wanted to show me a beautiful painting which he has just drawn, and he was just looking forward for my reality. Children live in the moment, but if I give a knee-jerk reaction right now to him that he just go away, I'm losing this one opportunity of connecting with my child. So it's about connection. Look for opportunities on connecting with your children. Respect them. That is again very important. Why is it that we often don't say thank you and sorry to our own children? Why is it that we always put our parental ego onto them, which comes roaring in full velocity and ferocity? And just understand there are different souls altogether. So respect them, honor them, empower them to lead on the life tomorrow. So that's what our job as a parent is, not to guide my articles primarily, Madhuri, just to answer your question.
Yeah, beautiful and very, very well expressed. We should not expect a clone out of us, or we should respect our children. We should communicate with them and also empower them. Very, very beautiful tips, I must say. And I would like to ask you, Jasmin, that in the past you worked with IBM India and as HR partner for IBM's Global Business Service. So, what is the difference that you feel, being your own, boss and working in a company like the IBM, and how was the experience working in a corporate like that?
Right. So it's every journey that you take. I think, Madhviji, it's not about the end result. It's not about the success that matters. It's the journey that matters. So my experience working with IBM had been extremely wonderful because I happened to work with some amazing bosses. With IBM being my first job as well, so the kind of exposure I got, the kind of opportunities I got to work with the global projects and a lot of key people working in the organization in the headship position. So it's been a great journey for me because it was a very different environment altogether for somebody to come out of a business school immediately and then getting into a job. So that was definitely an amazing journey. So every side of the story has its positives and negatives both. So if I'm working in an organization, so it has its positive negatives, and if I'm working as an entrepreneur, again there are different kind of challenges as well as benefits, I would say. So I would say it's been beautiful, both the journeys that I've had it. So no regrets in either of them, and it's not that I want to go back to IBM, and it's not that I feel that. Of course, I do miss being there. The kind of a different environment, you don't have to be boss all the time, so you get some tasks to do, and then you have to deliver. That's all. But when you are an entrepreneur, it's like your own baby. You have to nurture it. You have to take care of it. You have to work at the ground level. You have to work at the macro level. So you have to keep on evolving with the changing time. Now, who envisioned that there is going to be COVID, which is this pandemic going to hit everybody across the globe? Now, schools are shut down. We have to have a change mechanism. We need to act, adjusting ourselves to the changing time. So these are the kind of challenges which, as an entrepreneur, one person would face. But had I been working with organizations like IBM, which is supporting employees working from home more than 90% today, so I think that would have been a beauty otherwise. Now managing team, handling all these challenges. But yes, it's been incredible journeys in both my responsibilities and my matters.
And yeah, lovely, beautiful. And there's a question from the audience. Charu Baveja is an educator, an orator, and personality developer. She wants to ask you, the whole scenario of education is undergoing major change post-pandemic. How can we reduce academic pressure on students and inculcate skill training and personality development in our students through education, especially for preschool children?
It's a very beautiful question, Madhviji, which many of the people are facing challenging today. Now, I would like to give an example of my own preschool Rayz. So when COVID happened, we, like I said, that we deal with very young children of the preschool where we have kids starting from 1.5 to 5 years of age group. So that's the kind of age bracket we are looking at. It's very difficult because, education has to go on because education is not a choice. It's the necessity. It's the priority in your life. So education has to go on. We switched on to the live sessions. First thing what we did was we ensured that the time duration is kept very less. We don't want to tax the parents unnecessarily by being the teacher also of their children all the time. Second thing is the quality of the content that you're delivering is very, very important. Now, if I talk about the quality, life skills learning is very important. You try to build a curriculum which is more engaging. Now, let me give you an example. If I want to teach a child 1 to 10, so I would not want to, teach the children through the digital platform by using the flashcards, by showing them some videos. I would rather ask the child to maybe pick up a Play-Doh, make 10 rolls, or go to the kitchen with mama, bake cookies, make 10 doughs, and then bake it, and then you count it. See, it's such a beautiful way of learning. It's an experiential form of learning, that is one. It is less a burden on the parents as well of that, and it's very exciting and fun-loving for the children to do something that which requires their hands-on, learning. So that's the best way that kids can learn today. So I hope it answers the question.
Yeah, it has to be more activity based, I believe. And Vinita Raizada is saying very nice. She has a little kid, I know. And Latapal wants to know that with the pandemic, how children are going to cope. Very difficult to make them sit in front of computers.
It's that way around. I would say that children are all hooked onto the computer because parents write to me and they ask me that can you give us some tips where in 24 hours I can keep computer at least 1 hour out of my child's life today. But yes, if the child is not ready to come to the computer, so we need to understand that is it for the classes that the person is asking? Then I'm assuming that it's for the live sessions if the parent is asking. Okay, so imagining that, so it's important that you need to prepare the child that now this is going to be a shift. If the child has been used to physically stepping out of home, they had a routine, they had a schedule, they were stepping out of home, they were going out and meeting their friends, meeting their teachers. The whole journey of stepping out of home for a couple of hours had been a very different experience for the children, right? Now they are all stuck at home. There is a lot of aggression in the family also, which is building up. There is a lot of stress, which is unfortunately coming onto the children as well. So as a parent, first of all, it's important that you need to keep your stress away. If you want to focus on your children, prepare your children that this is how the schooling is going to be for some time. Your teacher is going to come onto the screen. Create a dedicated space in the house. If you have a reading room in your house for the children, wonderful. If you don't have, create some area on the dining table where you know that the child is going to sit and conduct, learn the classes. Prepare a timetable with the child wherein you ask the child, involve the child to, jot down that these are the 5 things which I would want to do on daily basis. Give some time for creative writing, some creativity, maybe sketching, drawing, painting, whatever the child likes to do. Also include some TV time if the child wants to do that. So you need to have a schedule, and parents are the role models. Who better than the parents can actually make the children do activities, right? Unless you yourself are not following a routine, you can't expect your child to follow a routine. So I think if you work on these certain tips, it will definitely help. Preparing your child and modeling the same behavior is something that definitely helps, children learn in a better way.
Absolutely. I think this is a new normal that we are all adjusting to, and we need to prepare our children as well and be more involved and be more receptive to them and more interactive with them. I think the parents has a big role to play now, even bigger than what it was. So definitely, I think that's a very good suggestion.
And irony is that everybody is in this kind of a bewildered where people really don't know. You're so scared about the future, the uncertainties around because of COVID. You're so much of under pressure because of your own. Somebody might have lost their job. Somebody is not getting a salary. So there are so many issues, which are insecurities, which are hovering your mind right now. And today, Madhviji, all this stress because everybody is 24 hours living under the same roof. That stress is unfortunately coming onto the children because it's that entire emotional baggage. Kids are being treated as punching bag. Today, if you hear that, the child helpline in India, they have seen a trend of increase of 70% more cases of the child abuse, domestic violence. It really boils my blood to see that where is the world going today. So parents, hang in there. This thou too shall pass.
And Charu Baveja is saying very interactive. Sunita is saying very, very inspiring. Great chat show. And for the audience, I would like to tell you that Jasmin has been recipient of many, many awards and accolades, out of which we do share some common awards also. So Jasmin happens to be the recipient of Women Excellence by WEF, Women Economic Forum, featured by ICICI Bank as Advantage Women Award, Iconic Women Creating Better World by Women Economic Forum, Young Women Entrepreneurs by India Achievers Award, Nari Shakti Samman Award by India Achievers Podium. So it's a real pleasure and honor. And now we would like to go for a rapid fire round with you, Jasmin. So according to you, it's smart work or hard work?
Smart work. Thank you.
Great. And Jasmin, as an educator, author, speaker, banker, or parenting expert?
I would say parenting expert.
Okay, great, wonderful. And your favorite?
Coming into somebody's life with my words, it really makes my life worthwhile.
Great. And your favorite one-liner?
Favorite one-liner? I think never leave a room for self-doubt.
And any one good parenting tip out of all those that you've already mentioned, some of them, but one parenting tip that you would like to give to the audience?
Like I mentioned a while back, Madhuri, so don't try to be a sage on the stage, be a guide on the side when it comes to parenting.
An educator, author, speaker, or a banker, or a parenting expert, would you have a common, thing to suggest them?
Sorry, Madhuri, breaking up.
Any suggestion to the youngsters who want to become either an author or a banker or an educator or speaker, or a parenting expert?
Madhuri, I would not want to suggest people to choose from these opportunities itself. Rather, it's important that a person needs to identify what is that one thing that fills their own cup of happiness. You need to look inside, don't look out in the world, that what is it that you need to do in life. You rather need to peep inside you, peep within you, find out what is it that drives you crazy all the time, what is it that you want to do is going to fulfill you, your journey as a person. That's how you must choose your profession. I started my journey with IBM India, so whatever opportunity I got in my hand, I've always taken that up, and I have delivered and given my 101% into, and I've always come out with great results out of my work that I've done, because it's all about conviction that you have in the kind of work that you do. Whatever opportunities you may get, you must deliver and give your 100%. That's all I would like to say. It's I think my role being an educator, being a parenting coach, being an author, everything is so fulfilling. So I really don't feel that there is. If given a choice, I would want to choose one out of this, because, like I said, my journey has just begun. There is much more that I need to achieve, and lot many other responsibilities and roles which I really look forward to taking up in the future as well. You're on mute, Madhuri.
Yeah, I think it's a very good message. You should make your profession, your passion, your profession, and excel in whatever that you do. That's most important. Very good message. And as you know, the program is about MadhvisLuxury.co. I would like to know the definition of luxury according to you.
Luxury is something which is, I think, times have changed now, Madhuri. Luxury is no more luxury. Luxury, I think it's something about more comfort, something, in my routine. I think something that comforts me. I think that's all what I would want to say about luxury.
Okay, great. And I think Charu is writing, Jasmin is a very good speaker, undoubtedly. And other thing, I would like to know a message from you on COVID-19. What message would you like to give to the audience on COVID-19?
Change is inevitable, Madhuri. That is the only constant. Nothing is there which is permanent. This too shall pass in life. I know right now we all are in some kind of a wilderness. We really don't know. We don't have clarity about many things in our life, our own career, about our children's education, about our family. There are so many issues which is crippling in everybody's lives today. So don't lose your patience. Just hang in there. Breathe in, breathe out. Whenever you feel like giving any knee-jerk reaction to anybody in this kind of a environment, in this kind of a situation, just take it easy. Focus on fulfilling your own self. Focus on your self-awakening. I think it's the wonderful time which COVID has, given us. It's a blessing in disguise, which has given you an opportunity to kind of connect with the family together, and also look inside you. What is it that you have always wanted to do in your life, and now you have got all time in the world. Of course, you have zillions of chores to do at home, but then, of course, you can make yourself a priority. Take out some time in the entire day, which is your own me time, wherein nothing else matters. It's only you. That phone call can wait to be answered. That email can wait to be answered. Your child can wait to be responded to. But then that's 20 minutes, 30 minutes in the entire day. give yourself your me time. That's something which really self-soothe you, to meditation, to yoga, whatever you want to do. So it's a blessing in disguise. Just hang in there. Time is going to pass very soon.
Message, I must say, and there are a lot of comments by the audience. Sanjay Datta is saying very impressive, and Charu saying very good speaker. Then Manisha is saying brilliant efforts to ease parenting pressure at such time. So thank you, audience, so much for all your comments, and I'm sure the guest is happy receiving all these comments, and undoubtedly he's a great speaker. Thank you so much, Jasmin, for being here on the show. And Jasmin happens to be a national award-winning entrepreneur, eminent educationist, author of international bestseller, writer, speaker, and parenting expert. Ms. Jasmin Kumar has gained a prominent position in the society with her exemplary work into the field of education and society at large. So it's been a real pleasure and honor hosting you at madhvisurgery.co. Thank you for taking out your time and here with me.
Thank you so much, and I'm very grateful to the audience for their questions and their patience to listen to us. And in case if you have any queries related to parenting, please feel free to reach out to me on Jasmin Kumar. It's my page on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, anywhere on social media. So thank you so much. It's been a great honor being on your show, Madhvi. Wish you all the best. A lot of love and love.
Thank you. Pleasure. Have a great evening. Thank you everyone for being here on the show. And as you know, the show is supported and powered by fashion designers, jewelry designers, and real estate, art, hospitality, destination weddings in Italy by the celebrity wedding designer Angelo Carini. So and so looking forward to seeing you guys every day at 5 o'clock, and thank you for enjoying the show. Have a great evening. Enjoy the weather. Bye-bye.